So we're going to continue looking at this data, and this time we're going to perform an independent sample t-test. An independent sample t-test lets us compare two groups. So we're going to look at, for example, if we want to find out, a possible question could be, is there a significant difference between males and females' amount of sleep? So you can look at gender or sex, and you can look at the variable for amount of sleep. So that amount of sleep is indicated with the name hour, WNIT, or that would be for weeknights or hours on weekends. So we're going to look at the males and females. So let's just pick one variable right now. We're going to go to analyze. We're going to compare the means. So compare means. And we're going to click on independent samples t-test because we are comparing two independent variables. Each of the sample is independent of each other. So we're going to click on that. Scooch that over. So here our test variable is going to be sleep. So we're going to look at here and let's just look at sleep, hours of sleep. I'm going to click that here and we're going to click on the second variable we can look at is hours of sleep on weekends. So I'm going to click on that as well. So these can be measured, and these are the hours of sleep on average each weeknight and hours of sleep on average each weekend night. So we can look at that. And we're going to measure males and females. So we're going to click on the grouping variable. We're going to click on sex for male and female and click on this arrow right here and put it under grouping variables. So notice we need to define the groups. So you see question marks here. So we're going to click on define groups. Now recall for gender group 1, we have labeled them to be 0 for female and group 2, 1 for the male. So we're going to enter that and click continue. For some options. So now we can go ahead and click OK and see what our table produced. So if we scroll down here, we now have your independent t-test. Let's scroll down and expand this. Now we have some inferential statistics here. So here you have your male and female categories in your population, your sample size, the mean, standard deviation, and standard error of mean. But down here, which is what we want to look at, are your inferential statistics. Scroll back up. Sorry about that. Okay, so here you have your t-score, your degrees of freedom, and your p-value that corresponds to these t-score and that degree of freedom. And that will tell you if there is a significant difference between these two groups. Okay,